So, as a lot of you might know, Modern Warfare 2 has now already released, and Warzone 2 has just come out 1 day ago. And with that, a plethora of opportunities arises, especially for people with my sort of status, where you have channels with a decent amount of subs, decent amount of views. And Warzone 2 opens up a big opportunity for such channels to try to become bigger and wealthier and get more views and get famous and be amazing gamer. And so the race basically got kicked off. And there you go. You got all these people coming from all over the place to grind out this shit game of Modern Warfare 2. And same has gone with Crazy, who has taken upon the opportunity. And he is running in the race, just like everybody else. But I don't believe it is my right to do such a thing. And I won't be leaving. I'll stay here till the very end, I hope. And I think it's very good for a lot of people to understand why I do such a weird ass play, because so many people in the past have told me to, especially since the people who know me decently well, they know I'm young and they see that I have decent skill at this game. And they all tell me that they don't understand why I don't leave and why I don't take up the opportunities that are given, especially with like Warzone. And they tell me, if you take this up, a few years down the line, you're going to be living in a mansion, amazing streaming career, you're going to have amazing lucrative lifestyle, you don't have to worry about anything, you're going to be calm. And they say you can make it because you're good at the game, you know what you're doing, just do it, bro. But they miss the point, and they don't exactly see the whole picture of what it means to forfeit, especially in the position I am now. Out of all the people who have played Alcatraz, there's been a few in the past, a few generations. It goes as far back as, very big OGs who had beautiful, amazing views coming and fame coming from Alcatraz. I mean, you had Bear Pig, you had Dill, Finessin, PD Breezy, I mean, those sort of people. And out of all of those players, all of the OGs of Alcatraz have forfeit. And the people who came after those, back in probably, I guess, Crazy's time, I mean, Crazy, Fearful Dad, Godly Stacks, Cam the Sweat, Fearful Dad Genocide, Fiji, all of those have also shared the same fate and forfeit. And out of all the people who went into Warzone, every single individual that was decently known in Alcatraz and had decent skill and had decent influence has died. And the only exception to this was Bear Pig, who now just resides in Rebirth, or whatever the equivalent is now, and he just chills and he just sort of makes the same content that he's been making for about a year, and it's not too amazingly different for anyone else. I mean, he's just sort of there. He exists, and that fate to me is almost just as shit as just being dead. It's good, it's nice, it's decent views, but it's a bit of you can argue it's not an amazingly nice destiny. And after that, there came along another set of people who came after all those OGs disappeared. And this was sort of where most people came. This was like, I guess, Crazy's time. You had Crazy, Cam the Sweat, Genocide, Fiji, Fearful Dad, Godly Stacks, a few more probably. There was quite a lot of people with decent influence. And out of all those people, I mean, the only one who remained after that was Crazy, and I came along sort of halfway in between his time. And then there was a duality that was left within Alcatraz, which was me and Crazy, and that was basically it. We accounted for practically all of the influence of Alcatraz, and basically every single gameplay that was uploaded, we held all of the stock for those. And now that he is done, that responsibility falls up to me, and there is nobody left. And so, from all the people who forfeit, the chances of me actually finding amazingness is low. And I think a lot of people miss the point of that. That if I were to leave, I won't make it anywhere. It's really unlikely. Um, and that's not the reason I don't leave, though, because I don't give a shit about the views. I don't really give a shit about the fame. I am completely loyal to the glory of Black Ops 4. And I believe I have a responsibility now that after everyone else has forfeit, I now hold a monopoly over the game. I am the last one standing, and I am also a person who never came from Alcatraz initially. I came from multiplayer. So in the 5 years of Alcatraz existence, well, maybe 4 about now, in the 4 years of Alcatraz's existence, nobody else is left standing from Alcatraz, and to have a situation with me repeated would be someone from multiplayer to come along, or zombies or whatever, and the chances of that happening are low. So if I were to forfeit in this opportunity and grab Modern Warfare 2, I forfeit all of the responsibility and I behold to Alcatraz. I forfeit everything. I save myself and screw over everyone else. There is so many people on this game who play this game and they do not have what I possess. They do not possess influence. They do not possess a place to disappear off to. A few have tried over the past, few have disappeared. I know some people who tried to disappear came back. But what I hold is I hold an opportunity to leave and probably have a decent chance of making it in some form of, some form of success. But I don't want to live in the same way that everyone before me has lived. I think it would be a disgrace to do such a thing, especially after everything that the Alcatraz community has done for me. And even out of all the people who have done everything for me, I still respect all the people who have hated me in the past on this game. So to me, it feels as if it's far too late for me to forfeit. There was a time where I played Alcatraz for levels, and back then I didn't have any influence in the game. I was just a random, didn't upload gameplays, had like 100 subs, no one watched me. And I completed 941 and I got my amazing account. And back then I made a video and I said I'll leave Alcatraz, never come back. And the reason I came back was because my perspective on the game changed. I realized that Alcatraz is not as shit as I remember it being. And that was probably the only chance I should have deserved to have an opportunity to leave. I don't believe I should deserve another chance to disappear. That's just stupid. If I wanted to take a way out, that should have been when it was. Now it's too late in my opinion, and I don't desire to leave anyway. What I want to do is I want to stay here till the very end of time. And I don't want to go and chase some random ass bullshit. Maybe end up in a warm, amazing mansion with a amazing Twitch career, making $800 per day or whatever, or some weird bullshit. I just would prefer the warmth of being with the people that I need to be with, even when the times are quite cold. And that should be my purpose. I have now the most influence in Alcatraz, and I am the last representation of it, sort of, on any platform. I hold most of the stock of gameplays. I hold basically 95% of all 40 bomb stock as well. If I were to quit, it would be kind of a big RIP, especially if I forfeit. So I live by the saying of like, the captain of a ship, he goes down with the ship. And he doesn't just take the raft when he realizes shit is gonna go down. He doesn't take the raft and disappear and go off to a different ship, a nice one which is not sinking. He stays on the ship. And now Alcatraz is a ship that's been sinking for quite a while now, overall. But I have a opportunity handed to me, which not many people get, which can slow that process down, or maybe even one day eliminate it. Hopefully, who knows? And maybe if one day the worst does happen and it is the final hours of this game, I should be right by the side of everyone else, making sure they are all comfortable, and maybe make them feel a bit more happier when things do end. If nobody is there and the last moments are lonely, it's just sad. And I would rather not be in some amazing Twitch career on Warzone 2 or Warzone 3 then. I think I should be here. This is where I should be. This is the right place. And I'm not certain if I'll be able to survive that long on this shit. Maybe I will end up quitting one day, but from my perspective now, I don't feel like I would. And if I would, hopefully there would be a good reason for it. Not a selfish one at least. And if I do quit for a selfish one, I hope that God shall strike me down. But I think that sort of sums up the point. I just need to make a video like this because a lot of people might not quite understand my whole stance of the game. And I need to allow people to see what sort of character and intention I have. Because you don't really see that with the gameplays I post. You might be able to just blend me in with, other things. And I think it's very important for. I think it's very important for that to be understood. And so I believe that no matter how much doubt there is in what I do, no matter how sometimes questionable my grind is, I don't think it is a matter of should I or is this worth it. It's more I believe that what I do is something I must do, because if I don't, it's just saddening. I think I should be there to provide for the people and make sure that one day somebody can wake up and they can maybe see a glimmer of hope that comes from me, where they'll be reminded that the world is not quite so empty, and the game they love and play and they feel passionate about, it still lives on, no matter how long it seems to have been sort of dying out. And even though by my voice, like, I sound hella stoned and depressed and shit, this is just how I normally speak, so don't worry about me, I'm all good. I'm more happier than I've probably ever been at this current point. I think it is right for me to make a video like this, especially for the people who are uncertain of my obligations or how I view my obligations to the people who I represent. And it is as also done as an aim to make sure that in the future, if there is a point where I do question my responsibility and maybe do consider to forfeit, I will look back on this and realize that maybe I'm wrong to think about such an option. And just to end it off in a nice positive note, I hope to bring glory to BO4 with some hopefully amazing other ideas. I hope to branch out in different ways of content rather than just gameplays on Alcatraz. Maybe do some tutorials, some, I don't know, analysis, tier lists, etc. But yeah, viva la BO4.